Welcome to We Are the Raiders. Divisional Playoff Aftermath, January 22nd, 2024.
All aboard, ye mateys. Come sail away.
This week I went 4 for 4. Reggie was only 2 of 4.
You're a horrible winner, Dave.
Last week you said to the victor goes the gloating.
Well, yeah, that's when I won. But this time you won. And you're a horrible winner, Dave.
Well, at least we both got the first game right. The Texans lost to the Ravens 10-34.
It was tied at 10 at the half, and then in the second half, the Ravens just picked the Texans apart.
C.J. Stroud only completed 57% of his passes, while Lamar Jackson completed 73% of his passes.
It was a pretty clean game, Dave. Neither quarterback threw any interceptions. There were no fumbles by either team. But the Ravens did allow 3 sacks.
Penalties weren't so clean. The Texans had 70 penalty yards. Ravens only had 15 penalty yards.
Both teams converted about the same number of third downs, Dave. But on fourth down, the Texans were 0 for 1, and the Ravens were 2 for 2.
I noticed the Texans only ran 47 plays, while the Ravens ran 67 plays. And the time of possession was 22.5 minutes for the Texans, 37.5 minutes for the Ravens.
Let's face it, Dave, the big difference was in the quarterback's legs. C.J. Stroud only had 9 yards running, while Lamar Jackson had 11 carries for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And let's not forget our former Raider, Nelson Aguilar. He had 2 receptions for 12 yards and 1 touchdown. The Packers lost to the 49ers 21-24.
It was only 6-7 at the half, Dave, and Green Bay owned the third quarter, but the 49ers, they owned the fourth quarter and shut out the Packers in the fourth quarter.
I noticed Jordan Love had 2 interceptions, while Brock Purdy had none.
And Anders Carlson missed a field goal. And their punter, he only got a 42-yard punt on his solo punt.
I'm glad we have a better kicker and punter on our team.
The Packers only allowed 5 penalty yards, whereas the 49ers had 83 penalty yards.
I noticed Dobbs had 10 more rush yards than McCaffrey, too.
Anders Carlson missed 6 kicks this season, Dave. And this one in this game was critical, but Jordan Love threw 2 interceptions, which didn't help.
The Buccaneers lost to the Lions 23-31.
It was tied 10-10 at the half, Dave, and then 17-17 after the third quarter. But then the Lions roared ahead in the fourth quarter to win.
Mike Evans had about 147 yards, while Amon-Ra St. Brown only had 77 yards receiving.
Those 2 interceptions Baker Mayfield threw, they really hurt.
Otherwise, it was a pretty even matchup.
Baker Mayfield got sacked 4 times, while Jared Goff only got sacked twice. So the Lions are getting a lot more pressure on the quarterback, I think.
That about sums it up. The big question now is, can the Lions make it to their first Super Bowl?
We'll cover that and a lot more in our Championship Picks video.
The Chiefs beat the Bills 27-24. It was a close game.
Sure was, Dave, after the refs got involved.
I thought they were pretty good calls. There was only 43 penalty yards in the whole game.
Well, I could be wrong, Dave. I rubbed my eye when I had some mango habanero Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce on my finger. After that, everything was a blur.
All right, let me fill you in then. There were no interceptions, 1 fumble by the Chiefs. There were no sacks.
Sounds pretty lame, Dave.
Well, not really. Travis Kelce had 5 receptions for 78 yards, I think it was, and 2 touchdowns. So we got to see Taylor Swift 5 times.
I am a Swiftie, Dave.
Josh Allen ran 98 yards and scored 2 touchdowns.
That must have been when I was choking on some ghost pepper sauce.
I don't know how you eat that stuff. That's too hot for me.
This mouse is on fire.
That's what I thought. The Bills were missing their best receivers, though.
I still had fun watching it.
Coming up next, Championship Picks.
With some more tailgate party suggestions.
Check out Raiderette Monet at Raiders.com. And thanks for watching. We are the Raiders.
I must have gained at least 2 ounces this weekend, Dave.